To start the show, we have Tenda, whose birthday was last Sunday. Happy birthday again, Tenda.
Thank you,
Um,
Andy.
and well done with all the work you do around entrepreneurship and innovation. And I also understand that you have a guest with us today
Yes, I
to carry this
do.
conversation forward.
Yes, I do.
Over to you, Tenda.
Okay, so our guest today is Mr. Onasonia Kolawili Oladile of the Delson Farms Limited, and we're going to be talking about livestock agriculture. But before that, I'd like to give us a brief history of livestock agriculture. Now, livestock agriculture or animal husbandry is the branch of agriculture concerned with animals that are raised for meat, milk, or other products. It includes day-to-day care, selective breeding, and the raising of livestock. Husbandry has a long history, starting with the Neolithic Revolution, when animals were first domesticated from around 13,000 BC onwards, predating farming of the first crops. And now in the spotlight today, we have Mr. Onasonia Kolawole Oladele, the CEO of Delson's Farms Limited. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the Weekend Show.
Good morning.
So can you tell us about Delson Farms? What is it and why was it created?
Dalsin Farms is mainly a poultry farm located in Autaba, Lefi, Nasarawa State. Actually, this farm started in August 2021, mainly to catch in on the depth of protein in the woman in Nigeria presently, because as it is, we are supposed to be taking about 56 grams of protein per day. But presently in Nigeria, we are taking less than 15 grams per day. And we looked at it that it is better for us to catch in on it, to produce chicken and eggs, and with time to go into other areas of livestock production. That's piggery and fisheries, to go into it, to be able to provide additional protein for the people. Presently, we have just about 15% of the total need of the populace in the country. So we are trying to catch in on that to be able to give people additional protein for their daily consumption. Thank you.
Amazing. I was about to ask you what specific problems does Delson Farms solve and the solutions you provide, but you've actually covered that with your
Yes.
answer. The protein deficiency in the nutrition of the general population is one of the biggest problems. So it's good that you're focusing on that aspect. So now, what is the most important thing for Delson Farms now as a business?
Well, as a business, we are just, like I always say, we are still scratching it on the surface because we want to go more into it. We want to do more. But presently, we have a farm that is mainly into egg and meat production, meat as per chicken production. But we want to go further to add other products to it, maybe to go into pork production. And presently in Nigeria, our major challenge is sales of eggs because of this glut we are always experiencing. We want to go further to attract investors to go into egg powder production. We are working on it, but it's a very huge investment. And we believe that with time, with other people joining us, we'll be able to do that. Thank you.
Great. So basically, your biggest priority right now is expansion of the
Yes.
business.
Yes.
Great, which is one of the reasons why you're here to actually give that publicity and that spotlight to the business for interested prospective investors. So which brings me to my next question. You've run your business for about 2-3 years now, according to you. So what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in this period of running Delson Farms?
Well, our greatest challenge now is access to fund. Because of the risk involved in livestock production, the investors are running away from livestock. And likewise, the government policies. For the past, let me say 3 years, we've been facing some challenges in the livestock industry, especially some of the government policy. I think about 2 years ago, government just came up with the policy of banning importation of maize. And like in the poultry industry, maize is about 50% of our inputs. Now we don't have enough. The price has skyrocketed. A lot of farmers closed. Secondly, recently, what we are facing is this challenge of this cash crunch. We realize that the end users of our product are the so-called poor masses. And when they don't have cash to purchase, it goes back to us. We don't have enough. We have products we cannot sell. They don't have the money to buy, but they are willing to buy. As it is now, most poultry farmers in Nigeria are crying because they have product on ground they could not sell. The products are getting bad. The products are there. So that is the major challenge we are having in the poultry industry presently. In the livestock industry, we have, well, I would say the issue of banditry also. Farms are not located in the urban area, they are in the rural area. And a lot of farms, especially when you go to some towns or some areas in some states, they've closed down totally because they cannot go to the farm because anything can happen. People are not going more to their farms again. Likewise, like I mentioned earlier on investors, there are a lot of foreign investors that want to actually come in to the livestock industry, but the naira is falling seriously. When I started the farm, the exchange rate of the dollar or of the euro to naira is about 690 at the parallel market, but presently it's over 900 naira per euro. And if I want to bring foreign currency into Nigeria presently, to repatriate my fund is very difficult because of the exchange rate. So foreign investors are not ready to come into this business, but they're actually willing to. We are still waiting for them to come in and for us to be able to catch in on it, to expand, because there's a very huge market for the poultry, in the poultry, livestock, and the value chain of the industries. Thank you.
Agriculture is very, very important and is one of the keys to a successful economy. I asked for one of the challenges you've come across, but you've actually listed a whole lot, and I'm sure a lot of young livestock farmers and aspiring farmers are actually learning a lot from your experience. So in a nutshell now, what are your parting words, what are your final words of advice to your fellow farmers out there and other aspiring farmers, people who want to also branch into or invest in the livestock business? What words of advice would you have for them coming from your experience of running Delsin Farms?
Well, I would tell my fellow farmers that they should not lose hope. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. With this storm, definitely will pass. And for the investors, they should not run away. They should look at it that it's one of the challenges of investing in this business. They should not run away from it. We'll get there. I believe with the way things are going on now, there'll be a lot of changes, and we will be able to catch in on it because, like I would always say, there's a huge market in the livestock industry. Thank you.
You're very welcome, sir. Those are amazing and brilliant words of advice coming from you with so much experience, seeing as you have run your business for as long as you have. Thank you so much for coming on the Weekend Show. We hope to see more of you on subsequent episodes of the show. So there you have it, people. Mr. Onasonia Kolawole Oladile, CEO of Delsin Farms Limited, telling us about Delsin Farms, livestock farming, and all the pros and cons that come with it. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with Aisha B with the entertainment segment. Stay tuned. I'm Tende Chimelu from the Entrepreneur Spotlight. Keep it locked on the Weekend Show.